The soft next is the single most lethal and effective weapon in your toolbox, in your relationship arsenal, when it comes to managing a long-term, happy, low drama, non-monogamous relationship with a woman. And it's critical that you understand how to do soft nexts and that you don't have any confusions about soft nexts. And in this video, I'm going to cover the most common questions I get. I get a lot of questions about soft nexts, how they work, how they don't work, and various other things around the soft next. And it's critical that you understand these things for a long-term happy life. I am Caleb Jones. This is Alpha Male 2.0. I make a multi-six-figure location independent international income while dating multiple attractive women, and I show men like you how to do the same thing. Now, this is not a video on how to do a soft next. That would be that video right there. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, take a minute, pause this video, click that video right there, and go watch that video that shows you how to execute a soft next. The very brief and incorrect summary is that if a woman is giving you drama, you immediately physically leave, and then you ignore all contact from her from anywhere from 24 hours to 7 days. Now, there's more to it than that, but that's the summary. Again, go watch that video, or even better, you can go to haveopenrelationships.com. That is my book, The Ultimate Open Relationships Manual, and I have, I believe, 2 full chapters in there on how to do a soft next, specifically how to do it, step-by-step instructions, why it works so well, and I address some of these questions I'm about to go through right now in terms of the most common questions I get regarding soft nexts. So be sure you understand at least the basics of what a soft next is before you go on with this video, or else you will be a little confused. So here are the questions that I get, and here are the answers. And I'm actually going to read off the list. Some of these questions actually I pulled directly from that book. Some I pulled from my blog, various other sources. So if you want more detail on this, obviously read my blogs, read my books. Okay, first question is, what if she doesn't come back after the soft next is over? And that's usually the reason, the biggest fear why men don't do soft nexts is because they think, well, if I do this, if I ignore all contact from her for a few days, then I'll never see her again. Wrong. That is the opposite of how this works. When you remove attention from a woman, she will do anything in her power to get it back from you. As I've talked about in my books and my blogs, when you're in a sexual relationship with a woman, the number one thing the woman wants from you, more than money, more than love, more than sex, more than anything else, is attention. And the soft next is the strategic removal of attention. So when you remove that attention, she's going to move heaven and earth to get it back. And when you give it back to her, she will be happy. Not one time in the last 15 years of me doing soft nexts, not that I have to do a lot of them, but I've dated a lot of women in FBs, MLTRs, in long-term non-monogamous relationships, OLTR, for the past 15 years. Not one time have I done a soft next and it resulted in me never seeing the woman again. They all came back. And not only did they come back, they were happy to come back. And that's what you will experience as well. Now, one note on this. The soft next is not a technique that will repair damage from things you've already done wrong. So if you have completely mishandled the entire relationship, if you have not followed what I call the cardinal rules, which again, I cover in the book at haveopenrelationships.com. If you've been very needy in the relationship, if you've been a beta in the relationship, if you've seen her many, many times a week, if you've been texting her all the time, if you're getting into lots of arguments with her, if your sex is mediocre, you're not making her orgasm every time, in other words, you're being the typical shitty beta male, then yes, it is possible if you initiate a soft next, you may cause problems, but that's not because the soft next doesn't work, it's because you have screwed up so many things in the past. The soft next is not a magical band-aid that fixes problems. It is the most effective technique you can use, assuming you're doing most everything else right. And if you have been doing most everything else right, don't worry, it'll work. Not only will she come back, you will be shocked. And I have had numerous men tell me this. You will be shocked at how nice and compliant and happy and horny she will be when she comes back. She usually won't even want to talk about why the soft next occurred. She's just happy to have your attention back. Question number 2, and this one's a little long. Are there times you extend the duration of the next, mid-next? For example, you decide on a nexting period of 3 days for a girl, but then you don't hear from her at all for those 3 days. Do you decide to move it to 5 days to be sure she's gone through the full cycle of internalizing your removal of attention from her? So here's the answer to that question. She needs to know that a soft next is occurring. So if she is a more independent type woman where she's not talking to you all the time, not texting you all the time, not calling you very often, and you decide to soft next her for 2 days, and she doesn't contact you at all in that 2-day period or 3-day period because she wouldn't anyway, then yes, you need to extend the period of the soft next so she knows it's going on. The woman has to know a soft next is occurring for the soft next to work. Now, here's the good news. What this question is describing is very rare. That is extremely unusual. Most women are not like that. And most women, especially if they like you, are not going to just not initiate any contact with you for out of the blue for several days in a row, even if they are upset. And let me say that again. Even if they are upset with you. When a woman is upset with you, does she just not want to talk to you at all for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, or a week? No, that's the opposite of how women operate. She wants to talk to you a lot. She wants to discuss it and yell and scream and do all those fun things. So this is a very unusual scenario. Next question, question number 3. I've gotten this a bunch, and this is an example of someone asking a question who has literally never done a soft next. This goes back to the concept of many of the questions I get from you guys regarding non-monogamous relationships are what if scenarios that literally never happen, that have never happened to me, that I've seen never happen in the real world. But this is an example of that. Number 3, what if during the nexting period, she suddenly shows up at your doorstep in person or at your car after work or something like that? I have been soft nexting women sporadically, not often because I have pretty low drama relationships, but I've done a few. Over the past 15 years, I have literally never had that occur. It is very rare that I've had you guys report to me that you've had that occur. So this is not a scenario you need to worry about. But going along with your weird hypothetical that almost never happens, has never happened to me, I will answer the question. That means 2 things. Number 1, you're not selecting women very well. You are dating someone who is a psychopath. And so I suggest you don't date psychos. Yes, women can get irrational. Yes, women can get angry. But I would suggest you don't date psychos who show up at your work or show up and announce whatever the hell they want. Now, this is pre-assuming you don't live next door to the woman or in the same apartment building as the woman. I've mentioned that before. I would never, ever have an ongoing sexual relationship with a woman who lived right next door or literally right down the street or in the same building as me while I'm seeing other women. That's not going to work. She has to be at least 10 minutes away. And if a woman shows up at your work and actually causes problems in your work, that's on you, bro. You're dating a psychopath. Don't date psychopaths. Number 2, that also means you are not following the cardinal rules. You are not treating her like an FB or an MLTR. You are probably treating her like a monogamous girlfriend, which is not what you want to do when you have an FB or an MLTR. Neither of those is your girlfriend. An OLTR is your girlfriend, and even then, there are certain things you should do and certain things you should not do. Once again, I strongly recommend, if this is a topic of interest to you, you go to haveopenrelationships.com and get that book. It will show you step-by-step how to design relationships like this where those kinds of things don't happen. Okay, question number 4. This is one of the most common questions I get. This is a big one. And I'm sure many of you have actually either asked this question or wondered about this question when I discussed, or if you read about soft nexting. Number 4, what if her birthday is coming up in the next few days when I would normally have nexted her, or Christmas, or some other holiday or something like that? It doesn't matter. Once the soft next is initiated, it's initiated. You don't have a soft next for X number of days, and right in the middle of that, you blow all that away by wishing her a happy birthday or saying Merry Christmas. Yes, even one text of 2 words will ruin a soft next. That is not the removal of attention. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. We're trying to remove attention to the point where it hurts a little bit. And if you wait a day or 2 and then say Merry Christmas because it's Christmas, because you, in your guy logical world, you're like, well, it's Christmas, therefore I better say Merry Christmas or she'll think I'm an asshole. No. It doesn't matter why you think you need to break the rules. If you break the rules, the soft next doesn't work. So the answer is no. Now, are there going to be weird times where maybe you might have to next a woman when the next day it's her birthday or some kind of celebration or Christmas or New Year's or Easter or something like that? Yeah, that does happen. It's rare, but it can happen. Get some balls, suck it up, do not initiate any contact whatsoever, and do not respond to any contact whatsoever. If you need to next her for 4 days and 2 days in, it's Christmas or something, yeah, you don't wish her a Merry Christmas. Don't worry, it will still work. Believe me, this will still work, but it won't work if you pussy out and come up with some guy logical reason about how you have to give her attention back. Again, the reason why you want to break the soft next still breaks the soft next. So the answer is no, don't do that. Question number 5, similar to question number 4. How do you implement the soft next if you have made plans with the girl during the next few days? For example, you have a tentative plan to hang out or go to dinner, or you've made firmish plans to attend a social or family or work event, or you promised to help her move this weekend and she's relying on you, etc. What do you think I'm going to say? The answer is you cancel the plans. Yes, you cancel the plans. That is part of the soft next. If you, again, guy logically say, well, I can't soft next her because this weekend we promised to hang out with her friends or what have you, or whatever reason you've got, then you've murdered the soft next. Then you have reinforced in her head that she can yell at you, give you drama, treat you like shit, and you'll put up with it if there's an appointment scheduled on the calendar. So all she'll do is make sure that you have lots of appointments scheduled. Then she can give you all the drama and hell and bullshit she wants. And you, like the little beta you are, will continue to just suck it up and take it. It is far more alpha and far more effective if she knows, if she treats you like shit, if she's inappropriate with you, you're going to vanish out of her life for a few days, even if you had something scheduled. Now, will she be upset? Yes, she will be upset. But will the soft next work? Yes. It'll work. You know why it'll work? Because no other man she's ever been in a relationship with has ever done anything like this. It sets you apart from every other man she's ever dated and certainly every other man she's ever had sex with. And the attraction will go up even if the anger, the temporary anger, also goes up. Next question, which is sort of a follow-up to that question. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking this in your heads. Number 6, what if you had solid plans that you've paid money for together? Like concert tickets, a weekend getaway, or a longer vacation out of town. Then guess what? You still cancel it. So if you have purchased tickets, you have lots of options, maybe. Be creative. Find someone else you can go with. If it's a concert, go with a different woman, or go with one of your guy buddies, or take your mom. It doesn't matter. Find someone else to do that with. You're doing a soft next. She deserves to be nexted, and she needs to be taught to not give you drama and treat you like shit. Why would you reward a woman for treating you like shit? Why would you reward a woman for giving you drama and raising her voice at you and calling you an asshole or threatening you or what have you? That's insanity. So no, you still cancel the event, but you can still go to the event. Just go with someone else. If you can't go with someone else, sell the tickets on eBay or Craigslist or something like that. Absolute worst case scenario, if none of these things are options, go by yourself. Perfectly fine. You had a trip to Hawaii scheduled. Fine, go to Hawaii and get laid in Hawaii without her. Perfectly fine. Use your creativity. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a wimp. Will she be upset? Again, yes, she'll be upset. But when the soft next is over and the attention is resumed, her attraction will be very high and she will learn to not do that with you again, particularly if she really likes you. Now again, this would only apply to MLTRs. You would never book a trip or an event or a concert or something like that with an FB. You don't travel with FBs. You don't go out on dates with FBs. So in this scenario, it will only be with a woman who really likes you, an MLTR, a woman you're actually dating, which means she will still really be attracted to you afterwards. She'll be upset, but she'll still be attracted. By the way, this is not a non-monogamous thing. This happens in real life. I've seen this happen where, let's say you have a monogamous girlfriend, right? And 2 days before or a week before or 2 weeks before your big expensive Hawaii vacation, you find out she's been cheating on you. What do? Do you go with her anyway? If you're a fucking pussy, if you're a beta, yeah. If you're a man, if you're an alpha male, you say, sorry, not going, or at least you're not going, I'll go by myself. And you go enjoy yourself. It's the same exact thing. Next question, and I'm not going to read the exact question. I'll summarize the question. The question is, on certain apps like WhatsApp, it shows on the text that you send or she sends you, on the check marks or number of check marks or the color of check marks, whether or not you've actually read the message. And the question is, if she sends me a text during the soft nexting period and it shows that I read the text, but I'm not getting back to her, won't that make her mad? Won't that cause drama? Why would you do that if that will lead to more drama? First of all, you can't have drama. It's a soft next. You're not talking to her. Drama requires the interactivity of two people. You're not going to respond to anything she says. So if she sends you a text, you're not going to reply to it. If she calls you and leaves you a voicemail, you're not going to call back. And as I've said before, when she's angry, if she's angry during a soft next, you don't even listen to voicemails. Just delete them. She's going to be ranting and screaming, and nothing she says is going to matter in about a week or two. So there's no point in listening to that kind of stuff. So don't worry about drama. You aren't creating drama if she sees it. She'll just be pissed by herself. She won't be around you. That's the point of the soft next. During the soft next, she can get as mad as she wants. She can go scream and yell at her friends, her mom, her sister, the wall, the mirror, Instagram. She can be as pissed as she likes. She can't be pissed at you. She can't give you drama. You're not there and you're not talking to her. So that's not an issue. Number 2, outcome independence. You should not care what she thinks or does not think during a soft next. Do you really think that if I soft next a woman, I give a shit what it says on her WhatsApp in terms of 2 green check marks because it showed that I read the text and didn't respond? Do you think I care at all what she thinks? I don't. You know why I don't care? My outcome independence is high. One of the many reasons is I'm dating other women who are super hot besides her. Number 1. Number 2, I have a strong mission that I work on that's very exciting for me that has nothing to do with women. Number 3, I have a very busy life. I got lots of stuff going in my life that's very exciting. Why would I put all that on hold to worry about whether or not she got mad I didn't read her text? That's beta. That's stupid. You shouldn't care. And by the way, if she keeps texting you over and over and over and over and over again, she's sending you just a wall of toxicity and anger and just screaming and yelling and ranting. This is very unusual during a soft next after the first day. It's very unusual. But if that's the case, block her number. Go ahead and block it for a few days during the soft nexting period, then unblock it and resume like nothing happened. Try it out before you say it doesn't work. Try it out before you, well, what if she does this? What if she... Try it in real life and then let me know how it works. I think you'll be very surprised. Next question. I've gotten this quite a bit. How can I soft next her when she's at my place at 3 a.m. in the morning? I can't leave, of course. It's my place. She can't leave because she doesn't have a car and the trains have stopped running. Now, in the modern era, we have things like Uber. This is less of an issue, but let's say that is an issue. If that occurs, guess whose fault that is? That is yours. I've written several articles at my blogs about logistics. You need to plan these things ahead. Do you think I have ever had that problem? No. I always make sure that whenever a woman comes over to my place, she has a relatively easy way of leaving whenever she needs to. And if that's not possible, I have her come at a different time. This is your fault. You didn't plan ahead. Worst case scenario, you could get an Uber or a Lyft or pay for a taxi and pay for it yourself if she literally has no money. And then when she's gone, you look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself never to do that again and organize logistics better. I have literally never had this issue because I'm careful about logistics. By the way, in many MLTRs type scenarios, women will kind of figure out that you don't do drama and they will actually either consciously or subconsciously wait until you can't kick them out. They will wait until 3 a.m. in the morning and then give you drama. Or this is when women give you drama in the car. You're driving, she's in the passenger seat, and then she gives you drama because she knows you can't pull over and kick her out of the car. You're probably not going to do that. Same deal there. So sometimes be aware that women will kind of be sneaky about this. Sometimes it's subconscious. Sometimes they're not doing this on purpose. And they will wait for the times where logistics are tough for you to then give you drama. By the way, that is the very next question. What if she gives me drama in the car? I can't soft next to her in the middle of the car. Wrong-o. And I have done this. I think I've only had to do it twice, but I've done this. If you have to soft next in the middle of a car ride when you're driving the car, just calmly turn around and drive her back home and gently kick her out of your car. By the way, when you do this, turn on the radio to some like soft music and just listen to the radio and don't respond to her as best as you're able. You may not literally be able to do this depending on how hysterical she is or angry she is or what have you, but you have the ability. You're driving the car. Turn around, do a fucking U-turn. If you can't do a U-turn, be safe. Turn around and just start driving back home. She says, whoa, 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 where are you going? Where are you going? Don't answer her. Just smile and just keep driving. If she freaks out and demands an answer, you can say, I'm taking you back home. And just leave it at that. Do not, as always with soft next, do not argue with her. Do not lecture her. Do not give her a bunch of guy logic. Well, you are being mean to me and you are giving me drama. Therefore, I have to initiate a soft next. And that means shut the fuck up and just do it. Worst case scenario, just say, I'm taking you back home. And just shut up, shut your goddamn mouth, and go home. I've done this. It works. It's okay. Have some fucking balls. Control yourself. Last question is more of an objection. And I've gotten this from some guys. And it goes something like this. You're telling me that if she keeps calling me, I got to silence my phone and flip it over and not answer my phone for an hour while she blows up my phone when I initiate the soft next? I can't do that. I have work. I have to be available for work. I can't not be on my phone for an hour. If you don't have the ability to silence your phone for 1 hour, you have a very serious lifestyle problem that you need to fix immediately. I can silence my phone for not 1 hour, but many hours, and I probably make a lot more money than you do. That is insane. That is the dumbest excuse on earth. And if that is really true, if you have to be literally on call for your work, you probably don't. I think you're making bullshit, lame beta male excuses. But if that's really the case, you need a different job, bro. Right the fuck now. So once you're done dealing with this soft nexting problem, the very next thing on your agenda is to get a different job, or even better, follow my advice and start your Alpha 2.0 business on the side so you don't need a goddamn job, and then you can set your own hours. If anyone ever says to me, I can't be off my phone for an hour because of XYZ, my work or my mom or my girlfriend, or in some cases, I can't control myself, I don't know how to be off my phone because I need Instagram and Reddit and email and text, and I know I'm talking to someone whose life is completely out of control. Don't be that person. I can silence my phone, and I normally do silence my phone for hours and hours and hours at a time. I put the phone down while I work. I do it almost every day. And again, I probably make more money than you do at your job that, in theory, is demanding you to be accessible 24/7 all the time. You can't even take an hour off of your phone. Jesus Christ. That's it. Again, if you want more detail on how to do a soft next, you should watch this video right here. You should also subscribe to this channel, like this video, leave a comment on this video, and click the notification bell if you like this content. The more interactivity I get in this content, the more I can help you for free. I will see you very soon. Bye.